everybody, so new review for you guys there to cover the upcoming horror film, The Empty Man. Up until about a week ago, I had absolutely no idea that this film existed. 20th Century Studios, aka Disney, just pulled this out of their vault and dropped a trailer for this film, and it's like, oh, by the way, it's coming out the following week. So there's really not too much building up that they really had to do. It's just, here's the movie 1 week later. So, I mean, it was a little intriguing, kind of a red flag release strategy in my opinion, but I like horror. I mean, it's almost Halloween time, so why not talk about another horror film on the channel? This film centers around an ex-cop while on the trail of a missing girl comes across a secretive group that are attempting to summon a terrifying supernatural entity known as the Empty Man. Now, while doing research, I actually did come to find that this is actually based off of a comic book series from Boom Studios, and by that margin, I guess I have to say that this is probably the worst comic book film that I've seen in 2020. If you've ever heard of any of those articles where a person makes this sort of AI bot watch a bunch of videos of something and then makes that bot make a script for something, that's what it feels like here with The Empty Man, where they made some bot in 20th Century Studios and they just threw all these different horror cliches into it, and they were like, just make a script and you have The Empty Man. Every horror cliche is in this. It feels like the most unoriginal, generic horror movie that I could have possibly ever imagined. You have the generic antagonist with his set of rules before he comes and gets you, much like Samara from The Ring, but in The Empty Man, you blow into a bottle and then you hear him the first day, and then the second day he comes and chases you. Like he's some sort of hobo genie. It's really awful. It almost reminded me of the Bye Bye Man we got a couple of years back. Some of the phrasing they have in this film reminds me of it, like, you know, don't think it, don't say it when it comes to the Bye Bye Man, and this time it's like, you know, all these different whispering things. If you find whispering scary, you know, in the ASMR style, I think that you're going to be absolutely horrified by the whispering and all of that, because that's the majority of the scares other than the jump scares, it's just whispering. It's really ridiculous. And then you also have the generic jump scares you see in all of these, the Google research scenes, anything you could possibly imagine that's super cliche. It's here, it's frustrating. The bulk of the film is a mystery where the guy is trying to find this girl, but the mystery, it's some of the most dull stuff put to screen. There's nothing about it that actually keeps you captivated and wanting to actually find this girl and unravel the mystery of the Empty Man. It doesn't help that the actual actor in this, he's probably one of the most boring, lifeless, no personality actors I've seen in a major film this year. And he shoulders the bulk of the workload here because there really aren't too many big supporting roles in the film for him to bounce off of. I mean, Stephen Root's in this for like one section as this really weird speaker guy, but that's it. Like, he never comes back. It's just this random like B C-list actor cameo like a lot of these horror films had. Like Bye Bye Man had like Carrie-Anne Moss. There's always like these generic movies that have like one or two B C-list actors in them. If you ever look up the horror films, they almost always have one, and it's no, you know, it's the same here. I suppose this could mainly be the marketing's problem, just because this film is obviously being marketed more as a horror film, especially since it got dropped within a week of Halloween out of nowhere. But it's really not that scary. There's really more crime drama elements than horror, and I think that they're definitely not selling this film on it being a crime drama mystery kind of element. It's more of the straight up horror. I think people are going to be really bored by it, especially as it's quite a long film, because it's like 2 hours and 17 minutes with credits, which is a very long time, especially with this film being so uninteresting. The lore behind the Empty Man, it's so convoluted by the end that you really just don't care. I haven't read the Empty Man graphic novel, so I don't know, you know, what's accurate and whatnot to the actual source material, but you could have easily shaved off a good 25-30 minutes of this to get it down to a more reasonable pace if you really had to. Because, I mean, the beginning of the film, there's like a 15-20 minute sequence that, before the title card, mind you, because you don't see the Empty Man credits until the first 20 minutes of the movie. I think you could have easily shaved that down in many different sections along the way into this mystery that don't really go anywhere, and I think it would have been a much more tightly knit film because of it, because the pacing is downright awful, because there are so many long stretches on the mystery path that we go on with this Empty Man stuff where I wanted to walk out because I just was not interested, and it didn't look like it was going to get any better. And it definitely didn't get better because it didn't end very well either. I left the theater very unsatisfied. I really don't recommend you check out this film. I would definitely wait until it's on TV, maybe at the very most. I don't think you should really spend money on it in any shape or form. You can definitely tell it was kind of just thrown in theaters. Didn't really care about it. Just have something in theaters around Halloween time. I definitely don't recommend it. The Empty Man joins the long laundry list of something man movies that just aren't very good, like Slender Man, The Bye Bye Man, you know, anything with man in it, it's just not very scary, whether it be like, you know, Michelin Man, Turbo Man, anything man. I really don't think you can do a very good job keeping something scary and having man after it. But those have just been my thoughts on The Empty Man. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below. What do you think of the film if you check it out this weekend, because it's out now. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Leave all your thoughts down below in the comment section now. You know, after all things movies here. Thank you as always. Check my reviews though. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you like it, the subscribe button. It will keep updating my reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.